Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Audience Growth Panel. My name is Victoria Gromova. I'm part of the Partner Growth at Roku. I am thrilled to be here at the Developer Summit this year, surrounded by such a creative community. At Roku, we believe that when our publishers are successful, Roku is too. Partners like you rely on Roku to grow their audiences and maximize their streaming potential. And in turn, Roku relies on you and your teams to bring the best quality content to our streamers. Today, we'll talk about tools and features to effectively grow your audience. Whether this is your first developer summit or perhaps your fifth or sixth, we hope you walk away from this session with new ideas. In the next 15 minutes or so, we'll talk about why engaging in audience growth tactics is the foundation of your sustained success on Roku. We'll also discuss how you can customize your approach that meets your needs. Then we'll deep dive into advertising tools and close out the session with app optimization tactics that my colleague Jason will cover. We have a Q&A session at the end of this presentation, so feel free to scan your QR code right now and type up your questions here. All right, let's jump in. With so much content available on Roku, publishers want to ensure that their shows and movies are discoverable by users. Publishers also seek to monetize their services on our platform. All content is essentially monetized in some way, whether it's ad-supported, behind a paywall, or a hybrid of both. That's why investing in audience growth tactics is crucial. You see, as you tap into the growth features and tools, you attract more streamers. As you attract more streamers, you convert them into paying subscribers, and your recurring subscription revenue grows. In ad-supported streaming models, on the other hand, more viewers mean more ad impressions. Each time a viewer watches content, advertisers get more opportunities to display their ads against your content, and you get paid for each of those views. As you grow your audience, you're also able to reinvest and further influence your audience growth strategy. It's a virtuous cycle in the end where each new viewer you gain becomes part of your momentum towards greater success on the platform. Whether you're a large publisher expanding your streaming footprint or a new player seeking your audience, we've got you. Roku's flexible toolkit allows you to pick and choose the features and tools that best align with your strategy. Whether you're seeking to engage your users on or off the platform, whether you want to reach tens of millions of people or target a niche audience segment, and whether you have a budget to spend or simply looking for free optimization tips and tricks, we can help achieve your goals. Let's first dig into some advertising tools we have at our disposal. There are ad touch points throughout the entire streaming journey on Roku, allowing for many opportunities for users to discover your content in ways that is not disruptive to their experience. You can promote and recommend your content during the 4 key streamer moments on Roku. First, as new streamers unbox Roku and go through the setup process. Second, as streamers are browsing through the home screen and selecting their next piece of content to watch. Then, as users finally sit back and stream the content of their choice. And finally, as streamers engage with the audience on devices beyond TV, such as mobile. Let's go through some visual examples of the most impactful touchpoints next. Did you know that millions of new Roku users go through device activation every year? Right from the start, new Roku users set up their device and they go through a personalized survey, where based on the machine learning engine, Roku recommends a set of channels to install and trial. Initial channel setup is responsible for 1/4 of all installs on the platform. And this is where we can introduce new streamers to your channel right off the bat. Moving on to the native ads. We asked our users, and majority of them want help with content discovery. And this is where native ads are really powerful. You can impact streamers' decision by featuring your content through the native ads right before they choose to watch or even during the breaks. Ads like Marquee and Spotlight offer an unbeatable scale, with 57% of Roku users reached by native ads on home screen for 20 plus days per month in any given month. But for the most ambitious publishers, we also have an opportunity to surprise and delight millions of Roku streamers with integration into the Roku City. Roku City is our iconic digital downtown, a purple animated utopia with nods to classic film and TV. Your brand can be organically integrated into the cityscape screensaver that scrolls through our living rooms and captivates millions of streamers. As a matter of fact, 74% of streamers say that brands in Roku City catch their attention. You can also leverage impactful Roku video ads to connect with users while they're streaming their favorite TV shows and movies on the couch. You can remind them of the breadth and depth of your content library, or like in this case, pair a video ad with an actionable and clickable overlay that either suggests them to subscribe to your service or reminds them to tune into your content. 70% of Roku streamers appreciate the reminders for when TV shows they're interested in are available. Finally, you can intercept streamers on Roku mobile app. Many viewers, like myself and probably you too, engage in second screening using a mobile device while watching TV. 51% of users exposed to mobile ads did not see on-device ads. But mobile ads capture attention during this dual engagement, giving you an opportunity to win them over across the screens. Users were even more likely to sign up after seeing a combination of native and mobile ads. If you're just starting out or seeking tools on a smaller scale than what we just covered, Roku Ad Manager is our best option for publishers that value ease and flexibility above all else. It is a lower-cost self-serve alternative to support your audience growth strategy at your own pace. It has low minimum spend requirement and includes management tools designed to make your campaign setup as frictionless as possible. You can easily create an account, set up your campaign budget, upload creatives, pick your targeting, just within the span of minutes. We will actually be hosting a dedicated ad manager session tomorrow during the ads panel that we strongly advise you to tune into. And now Jason will walk you through a handful of app optimization tools.
Thanks, Victoria. Hi, everyone. I'm Jason, a colleague of Victoria's on the Partner Growth team. There are over 10,000 apps on the Roku platform, and making sure you have proper optimization practices in place will help your streaming app stand out. Today, we will discuss a few important features that you can develop within your own app, such as Roku Search, channel store descriptions, and ensuring that you have proper communications off-platform for your users to find you on whichever device they choose. First, we will cover search and discovery, a key development that Roku has been investing in greatly over the last few years. Completing Roku's search feed development opens up many doors for you to acquire and retain viewers of your app. First, we're going to cover what to watch, which is a staple on the Roku home screen menu, and curates a user's previously watched shows through our entire continue watching row. The collections also promotes content that users are seeking out, something new to watch, such as a movie, a TV show, etc. It includes both entitled and non-entitled apps. We see excellent engagement with this menu item and supports both sides of the funnel, whether that's top of funnel with respect to acquisition or bottom of the funnel in engagement and retention of your app on the platform. Next, we'll cover Sports Zone, which is also accessible in our home screen menu and solves the consumer challenge with finding sports through a streaming environment. Sports leagues are increasing their distribution of live games through streaming, making it difficult for fans to find and watch sports within a streaming world. Roku Search now supports live sports events, very similar to movies and television shows. If you search for Game of Thrones, you will see the Max app. Very similarly with sports, clicking on event tiles will display where a user can find that sporting event on the Roku platform. Last but not least, our live TV section, featuring live fast channels from the Roku channel and promotion of apps carrying live TV. Distributing fast content on the Roku channel has many benefits, all driven by the many ingress points across our platform, most notably our simple to use electronic programming grid. If your app includes live TV, please indicate this genre when submitting your app to the channel store to ensure that it shows up within our live TV section of the UI. Please note that Roku search requirements, including sports events, can be found in the Roku developer portal. Next, we will cover channel store optimizations, which is a reflection of your content proposition and a great opportunity to communicate the key features that a potential installer has when installing your app. First, we'll touch on updated imagery. Making sure that you promote recent tentpoles is a great way to exemplify the power of your app and what users are going to have when they open your app for the first time. Here's a great example of Apple TV Plus and Ted Lasso, a great example of highlighting recognizable IP and present users with an option to install your app. This is a great way to facilitate and feature upcoming programming that users might find interesting. Second, you want to use this space to list your newly released programming and key acquisition tentpoles that users should be aware of, whether that's in the case of MLS and Apple TV Plus. This is a great section to discuss the upcoming programming that you have within your app. Third is an opportunity to highlight product features that users may care about, such as DVR functionality or save list features. Can users favorite a specific show or create profiles? All of these features are critical to communicate within your channel description so that users know what they can expect when opening your app for the first time. And fourth, an important one, let consumers know the cost of your app. If your app is a paid service, if it's transactional based, if it's free, it's best to communicate to users so that they understand upfront what they should expect when installing your app for the first time. A well-written description that is updated semi-frequently should be a staple in your optimization toolkit and should be updated on at least a quarterly basis. Last, we will cover off-platform communication, displaying where users can stream your service. Likely, your app is distributed across many platforms and devices, including CTV, web, mobile apps. We, of course, hope that you prioritize Roku and your development within the Roku platform, but we know that you have other distribution touchpoints as well. Creating a where to watch page on the web and promoting across your marketing and social channels is really important. Again, I think a common theme of these last few slides is just communicating to your consumers the value proposition and the content that you have within your app. And this is another great way of communicating to your users what they can expect and where they can find you. Here's a great example from Pluto TV, which provides a link to install the Pluto app on your Roku account, which the next time you fire up your Roku device, you would see the Pluto TV app there on your home screen. With so many platform options that users have, ensuring that Roku is marketed on your website and mobile apps is important and should be, again, another staple within your optimization toolkit. Before we close out the presentation, just wanted to give everyone another minute to scan the QR code one more time and ask Victoria and I a question. I'd be happy to answer your questions. And before we close out, just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the developer community on improving Roku's platform for both users and our content partners. We truly appreciate you leaning in, and thank you so much.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Jason, Victoria, great job. So now we're going to dive into our Q&A session. We've already got some great questions, and Victoria and Jason are going to answer them for you. So let's get started. Starting off with Che. Are there any underutilized features in the Roku toolset that developers can leverage for better user acquisition or retention? What would you recommend?
Thanks. That's an excellent question, Che. And I think one of the hardest to answer overall, just because everybody's sort of approach to user acquisition and retention would differ based on your on your channel model, and then your tentpole events and the content that you're trying to put in front of the users. But I would say think more from the standpoint of your evergreen strategy, right? There's so much content on the platform, and then as we know that users do want help with content discovery, obviously the way to acquire them and hold on to those users. So maybe leaning into features that Jason covered just now in the section of tapping into continue watching, search, all the other sort of organic tools that will help you just cover your baseline. For subscription-based services, we also have a feature that I think we see it's been pretty underutilized is instant sign-up. We have been testing instant sign-up both on web and on device. So it's a way to kind of hold on to the user when they go into subscription management and maybe they're trying to see what subscriptions to cancel or potentially pause. There's a way to have them instantly subscribe to your offering right off the bat without needing, to go into your channel or, go through any extra steps in providing their additional information. So I would say try to think from evergreen standpoint, all the tools that are available at no cost that you can cover, within your developer cycles. And then obviously if you have any budget that you can allocate to advertising tools, then that's going to be a cherry on top.
Excellent. Great answer. Roku search game, how's that changing? Any hacks to get our app showing up more? Yes, we'll move on. I mean,
Oh, you're there? Alrighty. Computer froze for a second. Thanks, Jonathan, for the question. Yeah. In terms of search, one of the key pieces is ensuring that your feed has proper metadata. This is something that we hear often from our internal product teams. The more robust your search feed is with respect to metadata, the more opportunities users have to come across your content when searching for specific genres, titles, actors, etc. So I'd really push on the robust metadata to ensure that your apps are surfaced more widely within search. And then in terms of just search enhancements, Roku traditionally movies and television were surfaced within search, but as I mentioned in my section, Sports Zone is another element to our search capabilities that has rolled out over the past few years, and definitely looking to expand that hopefully in the future to other genres and other categories of content on the platform. But I would really focus on the search feed piece and making sure that you have robust metadata that our engine can use and optimize to serve the right content to the right user at the right time.
excellent. Feature flags. Any guides for A/B testing growth features? What's your setup for rolling out new audience growth experiments?
Good question. I think I'll probably flag developer Slack channel for a way to at least raise some of the new feature asks and questions. Typically, we'll work with partner engineering and product in order to roll out any sort of A/B tests, and we obviously do that on a frequent basis. Before we decide whether we fully roll out a feature, or perhaps we kind of forego the feature. So I would say reaching out to the developer portal and Slack channel in order to raise those ideas.
Yep. So the developer Slack channel has a feature request channel, so you can put your ideas and suggestions there. And yeah, excellent. All right. Next question. What best practices have emerged for onboarding new users to maximize long-term retention?
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah, so I would say the best strategy is a combination of some of the paid elements that Victoria mentioned in her section, such as our home screen native ad, video, initial channel setup. There's a lot of different products that we offer app partners to grow scale on the platform from a paid perspective. And then from the organic side of things, I think really focusing on the search capabilities and the infrastructure that we have in search is really impactful. And so and I'll add the Roku channel as a second option in terms of expanding your awareness and your content on the Roku platform. We see that users or content providers that distribute content through the Roku channel, there's kind of a halo effect of that content also performing on the app as well. And so having a mix of the Roku channel and your app on a platform will help just generate awareness and visibility of your content throughout the Roku ecosystem. If I had to say one specific thing, continue watching is a really important feature. That's actually a part of search, but when we talk about retention, getting users into content as quickly as possible, our continue watching row within our what to watch section of our UI is really helpful in terms of getting users back into the content that they were watching previously, which certainly helps with engagement and retention of those subscribers and those viewers of your app. So that's what I would reference.
Excellent. Okay. Next question from Che. Paid versus organic growth. How's that balance looking lately? What's giving you the most bang for your buck?
Yet another excellent question, Che. I think we're getting to a conversation here. I would say that I'll probably tap into again like that evergreen strategy that I was talking about earlier. Simply to have your baseline and help users find and discover your content. When it comes to organic growth, there's a way, say we're currently in a football season, right? So there's an assumption that users can discover NFL-based or football-based services on Roku pretty easily. But with adding paid tactics to the organic discovery path, you can amplify your opportunity to sort of bring your content first to those users and help them stick with your service and your channel versus potentially discovering other organic options. So I would say there is an aspect of seasonality and tempos, right? So there are things that are buzzy and viral that makes it easier for users to find that content on the platform. But it's really the balance of adding paid to sort of the organic and an evergreen strategy to help really amplify your placement on the platform and help users really discover your content.
Cool. Nice work. Search feed question. This question actually may have been better for the search team. But let's see. Update frequency. What's your sweet spot? See any benefits from frequent updates to your search feed? If you guys don't know, like that's something we can ask the search feed team what the optimal refresh time is.
Yeah, I would defer to the search team. I think based on new content that's coming to your service, making sure that that's available within your search feed as quick as possible is definitely a best practice. So when you have, again, a new template, a new piece of content that's going to acquire users and viewers, you want to make sure that that's included in your search feed quickly so that our search engine can ensure that it's placed in the right uh, placements on the platform. But I would defer to the search team in terms of frequency of updating.
Yep. All right. Push notifications. Strategy for keeping users coming back without being spammy. Any specific content hooks working well?
Yeah, I'm happy to take this, and then Vic, if there's anything specific you want to add in. Push notifications are something that we are, um, is something that we have explored in the past. But with respect to push notifications, it's our mobile app is both a remote as well as content within the Roku channel. So if push notifications is something that you guys are interested in exploring, I would start with ensuring that your content is available within the Roku channel, and then our team is continually looking at optimizations and new features to help drive engagement of our mobile app. But Vic, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add on to that.
I was mostly also thinking not necessarily from just the mobile app push notification, but more from like also paid placement standpoint, because we have those sort of like action overlay ads that feature over video where you can sort of drive users to engage or push them into particular action, for example, like a tune in, right? So those are really meant to be scheduled for a particular time when your content becomes available. So sort of kind of removes that notion of being too spammy and then showing to the users in the right place in the right time. So I think there's a balance there, looking into more of like a product evolution, right, that Jason was talking about, versus some of the ad kind of tools that you could tap into where you take uh, specific targeting and specific timing in order to show up without kind of interrupting that user experience.
Okay. Right, we got a few more minutes and maybe answer the last two questions here. Growth is good. What about ungrowth? Is it possible to know that a user has subsequently removed a channel, for example, to update your backend record? I will start off just one thing. You have your channel analytics that tells you at a global level as far as the number of users that have installed or uninstalled your channel. So you can always use our analytics reports to get sort of that reporting on number of installs and streaming hours and all that. And then Victoria, Jason, I don't know if there's anything else beyond that.
I would probably, since I was covering the ads tools, would tap into that. There's a way, obviously, with the help of advertising tools and budgets, to target specific audiences that maybe have uninstalled your channel or maybe stopped watching or haven't returned to your channel in a while. So there's a way to kind of navigate that and target that audience and try to bring them back. But for Jason, right? Sorry, for Jonathan, it really goes back to reporting, that you have available in the dev portal, but also kind of layering specific audience segments if you choose to, say, go back after users that haven't been with your channel for a while.
All right, Stu, that actually, if that was meant to be a retargeting question, then I would definitely come back tomorrow and bring that up with the ads in the ads panel. That is, I believe, around 11:20-ish tomorrow morning Pacific Daylight Time. So come back, ask that question if that's meant for retargeting. All right. Last question. How much is UI affecting growth of channels? Grid view, poster view, or something fancy? Also, before I let the team answer, what's funny, the next panel, actually, Alex, that is a great question for the next session, which is our UX session. But let's see if the team of Victoria, Jason have anything. Otherwise, ask that again. Guys,
Yeah,
anything?
you took the words out of my mouth. I would say uh, very similar to commentary that we've had, search and ensuring that your search feed is is robust and has proper metadata and is updated frequently. That is going to ensure that your content is placed accordingly across our UI. I would say content discovery is a hot topic across the industry, and we're certainly thinking about it often. And the best way to ensure that your content is visible is through search. So I agree. It's definitely a question for the next panel. But thank you for asking.
Cool. All right. Thank you very much. This concludes our audience growth panel. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and we'll be back at 11:25 with our session on UX.